Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm super excited for this video because we're going to be talking about the new indie makeup releases from the past week or so and my personal opinion on them and whether I'm going to be purchasing them or not. There was actually two things this week that I ended up purchasing and I'm pretty excited about both of them. So before we jump into everything, if you're curious what's on my face, I am wearing the Morphe Make and Bank palette, which just looks like this. I'm filming some looks with it right now, so it's on my face. And then I also have the Colourpop Horse and Carriage highlighter, which is really pretty. I've been testing it out, and the Marc Jacobs glass stick in the shade Sugar Sugar. So this video series is inspired by Neil Kanikis and Samantha Barch. I'll have both their channels linked down below, as well as the Community Will I Buy It playlist and all the Instagram accounts that I use to make this video happen every single week. So let's just go ahead and jump right on in. I'm already scooched over, but I forgot to say also that I decided to skip last week's indie makeup releases. I got a few comments asking me if they had missed it or whatever, but I just didn't feel like I had that much to talk about, and I want to just do these videos when I'm excited, when I have a bunch of things, rather than just making it weekly as I have been for so long. So I decided to skip it, and I'm gonna do it this week. No promises about next week. It might be like every 2 weeks or so. It just depends on how much is released and if I genuinely have a bunch of stuff I want to talk about, because I feel like the last few weeks I've kind of been like, oh, I have like 5 things to talk about, and then I'm filming and editing and doing everything just for a few things. So hope you guys don't mind that change. I thought it'd be a little bit more beneficial just for my filming schedule all around. But the first thing we have to talk about this week is from Colored Raine, and this is their book of shadows. So it's already live and it is $42. This is a giant empty magnetic palette and I kind of love it. It holds, I believe, 72 eyeshadows, and there's like 3 different flaps, and then the front cover is absolutely stunning. It looks like a magazine cover. It's so beautiful. I was definitely tempted to purchase this just because I love single shadows. I think having them all there together is a cute idea, but I feel like I could probably get a bunch of palettes that would hold a lot more than 72 shadows for less than the price of this for $42, even though the packaging is beautiful. Maybe if it goes on sale at some point, I'll grab it because I'm always buying empty magnetic palettes. So I like the idea of it, but not purchasing right now. Alright, so next is from Midas Cosmetics, and this is a sneak peek for their new collaboration with Hannah from Smokey Glow, which is super exciting. I had a feeling because they both posted something around the same time that they like had a big announcement or something along those lines. So I had the post notifications on ready to go, and so far all we have seen is the packaging, and it looks really, really cute. I like the pink sparkles. I believe that this is an eyeshadow palette and then a lip gloss trio, and there's one more item that they were having everyone guess on, and it was like to be entered into a prize to win or something along those lines. My guess would be that it's probably a highlighter or a highlighter palette, something along those lines, but I'm super excited for her. Congratulations. I can't wait to see what the inside looks like. Alright, so next is from Menagerie Cosmetics, and it's just a bare minimum sneak peek, black and white palette packaging, not even seeing the shadows, but they always do a different animal themed palettes, and this one you can see there's aquatic, ice cap, flipper, sunbathe, snack, cuddle, belly slide, fishy. So I'm guessing it is a penguin inspired palette, which I think is super, super cute. I can't wait to end up seeing the colors. I'm assuming it'll probably be a cool toned neutral palette with maybe a little bit of pops of blue, like icy blues, I'm guessing. So I think that sounds cool. I'm really, really excited to see what they end up doing there. Alright, so next, Alter Ego launched some new matte liquid lipsticks, and they are available now. I'm excited that they did liquid lipsticks and that they're expanding, since they have quite a few eyeshadow palettes now, and I'm really, really happy with the quality of their eyeshadow palettes. But I don't know, I'm kind of picky about liquid lipsticks, so I'm really curious to see what the formula is like. I like the one shade that's all the way to the left and then one over. That kind of orangey-ish shade is the one that draws me the most, but I don't really need to buy any liquid lipsticks at all ever again, so that's a pass for now. And then next from Klarity Cosmetics is the new the new Blue Royal Pressed Pigment Palette. So I was pleasantly surprised by this because I saw the outer packaging and I saw like it would be a blue themed palette, and I feel like everything Klarity Cosmetics has done so far, palette-wise, has been all metallics or all shimmers. So I was excited to see that they have some mattes in here, and I actually think it's a really stunning array of blue shades. It's not your typical blue palette, and it kind of has, like, the shade Sapphire almost has like a little bit of a lavenderness to it, and then Blue Diamond is like a true cobalt blue. Beautiful is kind of more of a teal, and then there's a deep navy, there's a teal matte. I don't know, I think that it looks really, really pretty. They don't even have a release date right now. I don't think I've ever tried any of their eyeshadows, so I'm kind of intrigued. Let me know if you would like to see me review this one, because I do think it's an interesting blue palette, especially because there were so many blue palettes last year, but I can't think of anything that quite has this color story to it, and it's condensed, but it still seems like there's a lot there. Alright, so next is from Copacetic Cosmetics, and this is their new collaboration with Basket Case Beauty. It's the Elysian palette, and I was so excited about this just because I follow Basket Case Beauty. I feel like she does some really, really beautiful looks, and I'm always excited to see indie brands collaborate, small influencers. I think it's so cool. But more than that, the colors are absolutely beautiful. I thought this was such a pretty mixture. There's some really fun matte shades, and then there's like all inner corner colors, like a really yellowy one, a green one, a pink one, and then like a bluey purple. And it's like Northern Lights inspired. I love it. I love it all together, like everything about it. So I did go ahead and purchase this. I'm super, super excited about it because I haven't tried anything from Copacetic Cosmetics yet. So there should be a video coming on that shortly, hopefully. Alright, so next from Shop Chixxie Beauty is the new Fiesta Mexicana palette, and it is available now for $16. I've never heard of this brand before. I think that this might be their first launch. I think that the packaging overall looks pretty festive and fun. I kind of like the color scheme. I feel like it's a mixture of some warm tones, and then there's some interesting pastels. Like there's a really light pastel pink called Pinata. There's a really pastel blue called Confetti. Margarita is like a shimmery pastel mint. So I think that it looks like I like it. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to purchase it right now. I already have so many eyeshadow palettes. I already bought 2 eyeshadow palettes this week, so I need to slow my roll. But I do think it's cute, and I really think it looks very festive. So I like the idea of it. Alright, next is a little sneak peek from Makeup Geek, and they said that their rebrand is coming very, very soon. I think that it might be, I want to say maybe the end of January. I feel like I read a date, but I can't remember off the top of my mind now. So they just showed a little picture. It was a little unfortunate that the picture they decided to show was a foiled bronze shadow. I feel like everyone's kind of like, okay, rebrand, there's a foil bronze shadow, whoop-de-doo kind of thing, but the packaging looks pretty. I feel like they're doing like a full site like relaunch, so I'm excited. And I remember all the sneak peeks they did for colors forever ago, so I'll probably end up buying some of their new singles. I love pretty much everything I've tried from Makeup Geek, so I'm really excited about it and curious to see everything they have up their sleeve. Alright, so next GlamLite has revealed another new palette, and this is their Cake palette. It has super adorable packaging, and it's gonna be in a PR box oven, I'm pretty sure, for everyone, they said. So it's very, very cute, the outside at least, and then they revealed the inside, and it is a bit of a rainbow palette, but I still bought it. They got me, because I haven't bought a rainbow palette in forever. And I absolutely love GlamLite's shimmer formula. I feel like it is so sparkly and it's just so good. It makes me so happy. And there's so many shades in here. Blue raspberry, lavender, blueberry, strawberry, banana, carrot, cinnamon, even guava. I mean, all of the shimmers look like such beautiful colors. And I love their formula so much. So I did it. And it's a cake palette. It's so cute. Who doesn't want cake? I want cake. I couldn't help myself. This is probably the dumbest purchase I've made in a while because realistically, I definitely don't need this. But I think that I will really like it. So I'm excited about it. I believe that it is a pre-order and it doesn't ship until sometime in February, which definitely stinks. I know I have a planned vacation in March, so I'm really hoping that I get the palette in time to be able to film a few videos and stuff before I go. but I'm super, super excited about it. I think it's really cute, and like I said, I know I love the shimmer formula. I haven't bought a GlamLite palette in a hot minute, so that happened. Alright, so next is a new palette from Pinky Rose Cosmetics, and I was excited to see some sneak peeks for this just because I feel like it's been a year since the last time they released anything, and I feel like that's a long time for a makeup brand. And this is their Stormy palette. It says Riley Rose on it, so I'm curious if it's going to be exclusive to Riley Rose, and it says it is limited edition. So from what they've shown so far, it looks like there are some really intense bright matte shades. There's a purple, a pink, a green, a yellow, and an orange. And then the shimmers are super, super sparkly, and there's a gold, a blue, a deeper green, and then like a pinky shade. And overall, I feel like they look pretty. Like, I really like the way that the formula of the shimmers look, but I'm not intrigued by the entire color scheme just from seeing swatches. I'm curious to see how it'll look on the inside, but for now, it's a pass for me. Alright, so next is a product that I'm super intrigued by. I didn't purchase right now just because I can't justify it because I have so many mascaras to get through, but I'm super, super into this idea. So this is from Tater Rounds, which is a small indie brand on Etsy, and they came out with new Moo Moo mascaras, which is super cute because the names are Molly Moo, Utterly Cute, Chocolate Milk, Betty Sue, and then there's one more that I can't read, but there's a brown that's a dark brown with kind of a neutral undertone. There's a red, which is more of a rich, reddy brown. Then there's the chocolate milk is a brown with a warm undertone. That's the one I'm drawn to most. There's a rustic red, which is more of a bright red, and then a true black shade. So I think this is super smart just because most mainstream brands sell black mascara. Some sell brown, but that's even harder to find, unfortunately. And I know a lot of people don't love black mascara, especially if you're wanting to do something more natural. I personally don't mind it because I feel like lashes add life to the face, especially just because my lashes are like straight up blonde. Like when I have no makeup on, I throw a little bit of mascara on, I'm like, life has been given to me. But I do like the idea of the chocolate milk one. I think that that would be really pretty for natural days if you're not wanting to go quite as much. And I know my mom would be super, super into these. Like I said, it's hard for me to justify right now, but it is such a good idea that I'm torn and kind of wanting to try one and just see how the formula is, because I don't know, I like the idea of it a lot. Alright, so next, moving on to, I think we just have a few mainstream releases to mention really quickly. First is some new blush lighters from Wet n Wild. I was super intrigued by these the moment I saw them. They've got a blush on one side, a highlighter on the other. You could mix them together, whatever. I think the shade Highlight Bling looks really, really pretty. I personally haven't purchased anything from Wet n Wild at all since their like little scandal last year about not being cruelty free, but they kind of were, but they kind of weren't kind of thing. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be purchasing from them. I kind of just was like, I'm going to take a step back. I'm not really going to be buying anything from them. And it was super easy because they didn't really come out with anything that I wanted to buy. But I think that this looks really pretty. But also at the same time, I have a million highlighters. I have a million blushes. I can make my own blush lighter. So I like it, but I don't think I'm going to purchase it. Alright, so next is a new collaboration between Sephora and Makeup by Mario. I walked myself right into a trap with this one because there was one morning I was sitting, I think I was drinking coffee or something, and I saw he did like a full video and he said like, sorry I didn't edit it, and he just like was talking through all of his brushes. It was like 10 minutes long. I watched the whole thing. I don't know why. It was on Instagram and I was like, wow, that brush set looks really nice. I swear I could get talked into anything. Sephora is not cruelty free. They're like their individual line, but the brushes are synthetic. The big brush set is completely sold out, which is probably a good thing for me because I don't need it. I don't need any more brushes. But just the way he was describing each one and how he made them and went back and forth. And sometimes I can be really gullible when people are selling things, especially because it was so unedited. It was raw. It was just him talking through the brushes. It wasn't like this like big campaign to buy it. It was just like, this is each brush, this is what I did it, here's the things you can use for it, I made it this dense because blah blah blah. So yeah, I would love to know if any of y'all purchased these brushes, if you got the eye set, the face set, both of them. trying to talk myself out of it. I'm not signed up for notifications on Sephora. Don't judge me. All right, so next. I feel like finally Beauty Blender has done something interesting. For the longest time, they've been revealing each new color release of the same sponge as like this grand idea. But now I feel like this is actually cool. They have done a shade shifter color changing sponge. So whenever you wet it, it changes from pink to blue. I think that's super, super smart and cool and fun. And I feel like it's such a good visual reminder. Like if you're about to go sit down and do your makeup and you look over and you're like, dang it, my sponge is pink. And you can immediately get up and go wet it. But also, I love the Shop Miss A sponge so much. It's literally a 20th of the price, and I could just buy 20 sponges and have them all over my house and never have to worry about having to walk down to my makeup room, seeing the sponge, and then going back because I remember that the color, whatever, the whole situation I was justifying in my head. So I think it's really cool, but as usual, I can't justify the price of a Beauty Blender, especially when you have to replace it. Alright, so last but not least, I feel like this almost feels like old news at this point because it came out, I think maybe like the beginning of last week, or I don't even know, but this is the new Colourpop It's All Good eyeshadow palette, and I feel like this looks so pretty. I'm kind of shook. I just really, really like the different mixture of like the neutrals, and then there's the pop of yellow and the different berries. I think it's a really beautiful palette. Honestly, I'd probably be tempted to purchase it if it wasn't for the pressed glitters. I'm still not about the pressed glitter life, but I do overall think that it's a really beautiful palette. Every time I mention that I don't like the pressed glitters in Colourpop's palettes, I've gotten comments that I could depot it, I could put a different shadow in there, and that's totally correct. I know I could do that. I know that they're magnetized. I'm not sure about these palettes, but I know the other ones are. But I feel like it's just my stubbornness. I'm like, I don't want to have to buy a palette knowing that I have to change it. I think that's so annoying to me. If that's you and you like doing that, that's fine. But for me, it's just like the concept of actually having to do that or having to buy another shadow to put in because they put a pressed glitter. Like, I'm so stubborn. I'm just not about it. I don't think I like any palette enough to buy one and rearrange it and add different things in just because of a piece that I don't like. So it's a pass, but I do think it's really, really cute. Alright, y'all, so that is everything for today's indie makeup releases. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.